Hello. I have just got back from my first solo girling cinema date, and I am so glad I did it. I really wanted to go and watch Rental Family, which is the new Brendan Fraser film. And my husband was going to the pub. Friends were either doing other things, or I don't know if I've said before, but a lot of my friends don't necessarily live that close to me, and sometimes it's difficult to arrange things last minute. So I decided to go to the cinema on my own. And do you know what? Now that I've done it, and by the way, I know it's not a big deal, it's just I think it's one of those things where you just always kind of you always kind of hold yourself back from doing the things that you want to do if there's no one to do them with. And tonight I didn't do that, and I don't regret it. So I'm going to make some tea. The husband is out. And give some attention to the little kitties. And then just take myself off to bed, I think. So, yeah, I just wanted to jump on and share my little celebratory news that I had pushed myself out my comfort zone and done something different. I know it's not world breaking, but world breaking? Groundbreaking. That's the word I'm looking for. I know it's not groundbreaking, but I did it. And by the way, if you haven't seen the film, I won't give anything away, but it's very, very good. And I think if you enjoyed The Whale, which he was in a couple of years ago, maybe, I think you'll enjoy this. So go and check it out. Good evening. I look absolutely rough as houses today. I've got greasy hair, not washed my hair. I've got little rosy cheeks. Skincare is not skincaring today, but that doesn't matter because I'm making bread. So you don't need to see my face tonight, I don't think. I hope you don't mind. You're probably just going to see the hands. And I have actually got... I've got some paint on my finger from when I was touching up the walls earlier. So I will wash that off before I start. But I have got a little new... How do you make it? Focus. Inexperienced YouTuber. How do you do it? Does that make it focus more? I do with that hand. I can't do it. Maybe that's better. How do I make it? I have got a new mani. So this is I think it's a Glossify Biab, that's the one, that's the word I'm looking for, in the colour henna. And then I just asked for little polka dots. I think that's really cute. I'm really bad in that I always book a design appointment, but I'm not actually very good at thinking of designs, and then I end up getting to my appointment and thinking, I've not thought about what I want. So this is what I could come up with while I was at my appointment. So this is what I've got. But that's cute, I like it. Anyway, so yeah, what was I saying? You're going to see my hands and bowls and ingredients. So I don't think it actually matters that you haven't seen my face. But just as a bit of a catch up, what did we do today? Today we did a walk, not that far from us. I think because we live in the suburbs, sometimes, I mean, we have got beautiful walks that we can walk to. We can get onto a canal path from our house. But, you know, sometimes when you think, oh, I don't want to walk 20 minutes through roads to get to the nice bit, I just want to get on the nice bit. I think sometimes that's the challenge with living in the suburbs. You know, I'm a country person, living not quite as close to the countryside as I would like to be, but we're very spoiled in the sense that there is a lot of nature around us, there's a lot of countryside around us. And so actually we drove maybe 3 miles down the road, maybe slightly longer, and there's this entire nature park which, if you walk top to bottom, is 8 miles, but because it's not a full loop, you would do 16 miles if you did the full route. But then the benefit of living in the suburbs is that if you only wanted to do the 8 miles and you didn't want to walk all the way back, we're close enough to civilization to get an Uber back to a car park. But we didn't do the full route. We kind of did maybe 8 miles in total, but like 4 there, 4 back. It might have even been a bit shorter than that. And we saw ponies, we saw lots of frozen river, unfrozen river, just frost, crunchy leaves, you know, all the good stuff that you get on walks. Also, it's absolutely glorious sunshine as well, so that was a bonus. And then, yeah, we've been watching Mr. Mercedes, which was recommended to me by my Pilates teacher. And I don't know if anyone else has been watching it, I won't spoil it for anyone, but we watched series 1, which we loved. And then series 2 became a little bit frustrating because, without spoiling it, and how do I say this? The nature of things changes a little bit partway through season 2, and you're like, well, if the whole premise of the story was that it was that. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to tell you, because I can't find another way to explain it. So if you're watching it and you don't want any spoiler alerts, then skip through this bit. But I'm normally behind on TV shows anyway, so it's probably not spoiling it for anyone. Partway through season 2, it almost becomes supernatural, which I don't mind, but if it was always supernatural, so yeah, that was made it a bit of a frustrating watch for me, actually, because it felt like it was becoming far-fetched, which I would have accepted if it was already supernatural the whole way through, if that makes sense. And then series 3, obviously we expected there to be a different storyline, which is fine, but I just don't think we love it as much as season 1. And so we're trying to just get through it, because what do we actually want to watch? There's something else on our list that we really want to start watching. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, I've said we can't watch it until Mr. Mercedes is done. Anyway, I digress. Let's get making the bread. I think this is going to be a start it now, come back tomorrow job, because I need to let it prove. But yeah, let's see where we get to. And I think I'm also going to do a little short of this video as well, as one of my series that's kind of like things that make me happy. Because what I found in 2025 was that I actually really liked making bread. I wasn't particularly good at it, and it wasn't just bread that I enjoyed making. I think I enjoyed making things, but I think historically I've always associated that with baking, with like making cakes, and that's not what I really enjoy making. So doing little bakes or like my chutneys and things like that I really love. So yes, I'll probably do a little short as well, which I would love if you would just support and give a like, as well as this video as well. If you could give it a like, a thumbs up, whatever, down below, that would be super appreciated. Just because it's nice to know that people actually like what you are putting onto the internet, even if it's for me, it's not for other people. Just because I like to know that other people resonate with some of the things that I say or think, because I think the reason I say some of these things is because maybe I don't always feel like I have another outlet for them, and so to know that other people feel the same way is nice. So anyway, as always, I am just rambling on. I'm a big yapper, aren't I? So let's get on with making bread. What I actually didn't say was that I was making this one a cheese and sun-dried tomato bread. So that is pretty exciting, I think. So I'm just popping into a bowl 500 grams of flour, on the basis that I've got that, otherwise I am going to have to change the recipe. I think I've just about got that. 1 more gram. Perfect. And then I'm also going to add to that water, yeast and honey, and mix it for about 10 seconds until the top comes all frothy. So it's 400 ml of lukewarm water, 7 grams of dry active yeast, and a teaspoon of runny honey. So we've done a little 20-minute prove. Now I'm just going to do 1 set of stretch and folds. I don't really know what I'm doing with these. I'm just, wetting my hand and then doing some folds, and then we'll put that to one side again. Right, so now I'm going to add the tomatoes and the cheese. So it is the morning, and I'm not sure that that's necessarily doubled in size, so we'll see. But we know that I'm not actually that good at making bread, but it does look alright. I'm just not sure that it's big enough. So I'm going to get it out and get it in the oven. Oops. Right. Well floured, because it's probably going to be very sticky. Okay, I think I'm going to need a wet hand to get this out. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so here they are out of the oven. They've not risen particularly well, and that one right in the top corner there, we'll just ignore that one because it's a little bit overdone. But yes, my methodology was not particularly good. I did things a little bit in the wrong order, and so they are a little bit flat and maybe doughy, maybe even doughy in the middle. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, there are winners and losers in life, and today I'm not a winner, that's for sure.